Hello and welcome back to Pantheon of the Geeks. Today you're joining us for another Shatterpoint Star Wars video. We're going to be doing some more painting, and today we're going to be painting Count Dooku. Yes, from the Twice the Pride box set. And there he is, the Count. I've already primed him with some Mechanica Standard Grey, and then Zenith highlighted him quite heavily with Grey Seer, both from Games Workshop. So, we need to get started on this guy. He's got black boots, he has sort of a grey-black top, and the rest of them's in browns and light beiges. So I'm actually going to start by painting the cape. So for the cape, the interior of the cape is a lighter colour than the exterior of the cape. So I'm going to want to find myself a light and a darker brown colour. The outside of the cape's quite brown. There's quite a few to choose from, so this is what I'm going to use. Okay, so on the belt and the underpart of the cloak, we're going to start by doing a layer of Baneblade Brown. On the outer part of the cloak, I'm going to paint on some Mournfang Brown, and I'm going to see if I like that colour. I think it's about where I want it to be. I'll know when it's on. So inside, outside, put them on, and then I'll be back. So this isn't quite dried yet, I just want to show you. So that's what it looks like on the underside, and that's on the outside. Before these two completely dry, I'm going to put some highlights on underneath with Karak Stone. I'm only going to do it on like the areas that you can see there, just to line that up, and on the belt. Although the belts come out pretty light anyway, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm just going to do some light ones, just to blend it in at the same time. And then on the back of the cloak I'm going to be using Scrag Brown to do exactly the same things. I don't want to do a full highlight of this, I just want to blend some in. So I might have to go back and put the Baneblade and Mournfang in as I'm doing it. And when I'm happy with it, I'll be back. That's where we're at. It's still drying. Once it has dried, I might give it a slight edge highlight in some Deathclaw, to be fair, just to bring out the very edges. But I kind of like where it's at. I don't want to go too light on Count Dooku, to be honest. And I'm quite happy with the shadow that I've got in there now, the colour change. So now I'm going to do the face, and I'm going to be starting with Kislev Flesh. And I'm going to be putting some... So that is where we're up to. I'm just going to do one final blending highlight before it dries with Deathclaw Brown, just to bring up some of the very edges on the cloak and around the neck. So I'm back when I've done that. So that is the cloak. I'm pretty happy with that, to be fair. Next thing I'm going to do is the skin tones. I'm going to be using some Dark Oath Flesh contrast. So obviously just his hands and his face. And I'm going to be careful because we don't want to get any on the beard, because we've got a nice undercoat for the beard stage already. So it's going to be really focused on getting this onto his face, making sure we're getting those dark recesses underneath his cheeks, nose and eyes. Obviously working our way around here, I want to try and leave as much of this lightning effect with this white on. It doesn't matter if I do slip, because I'll just paint over this again anyway, but it's just for ease. So let's put this on and we can start on the skin. Okay, so that's the Dark Oath over there. It's actually come out a lot lighter than I was expecting, which I'm quite happy with. I did water it down a little bit. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to be mixing in the Dark Oath and some Pallid Witch Flesh to make a really sort of thinned down, lighter colour, in order to do the highlights on his hands and on his face. So when I've done that, I'll come back and show you what it looks like. It's not very much nearer to the colour that I was after. Mixing in just a little bit of the palette rich flash with the dark oath. We're going to do one final highlight just with the palette rich flash, just on the knuckles, on the nose, etc. And then we'll be done with the face, really. Well, the thing to do then will be to do the eyes, which will be done using this titanium white, and then some Abaddon black for the pupils. So I'll do all that and then I'll come back. So I took the opportunity while I had some of the white out anyway, just to highlight the hair and paint the lightning and the lightsaber in that bold white colour. So we are going to do the hair next, and for that we're just going to put on some light grey colouring just to add a little bit of definition. And there we go. And with that drying, we're now going to do the main body and actually do the boots as well. Boots will be done in Black Templar and the body will be done in Basilicum Grey before we give it a wash. So let's put those on. So with that done, next thing we're going to do is we're going to put on some silver colours. So I want to do the base. I'm going to do it in Gunmetal Grey to match with the base from the set. And then once that's dried, I'm going to be doing the lightsaber, the chain and everything around near his neck, and some of the base in dark steel. So we'll come back when we've done that. Okay, so we have silver on there. We are going to do a final dry brush of silver. Okay, so the first part of the silver has been completed. We are going to be doing some rust effect on the base, not a lot, just a little bit on Dooku just to change the base a little bit. We'll be using the secret weapon and the rust effect, as with the previous models. We'll be then doing a dry brush of stuff on silver, and also do a little bit on the lightsaber as well, just some highlights. We'll also be painting the saber blade in Magna Flame, and the lighting effect, I'm going to try the Talisar blue and see how that comes out. So we're back once I've done all that. Okay, so this is where we are. The base has turned out pretty well. Quite happy with that against the colours on top. The lighting's turned out a little bit too light for my taste, so I'm going to actually try and add a little bit of purple in. I don't know whether to put in Magos. I think that might be where I'm going to go with this. I'm going to put Magos in. It might be too light though. If it is, I might try a different purple. But I'll come back and let you know what I've done. As far as the lightsaber goes, like the other red lightsabers, I'm now going to put Bal red on it, and then I'm going to basically wipe the top just to leave a nice little line of this orange underneath. So let me go ahead and do that. And there we have it. Lightsaber complete. The War Lightning looks the Sith Lightning looks a lot better. It's a lot darker. A couple of colours in there. I did use some very small amounts of white on there as well, just to bring the points back up. Same with his hair, just put a bit extra on that. Dark Creeper on the edge of the base, and we have a finished Count Dooku. I'm sort of finished mixing fine as far as I'm concerned. Did also put a bit of Agrax, just a few spots on the base and on his belt. Just try and bring some of those lines into definition. Other than that, there he is, finished. I'm happy with that. So, please stay tuned for more Star Wars Shatterpoint. Next up, I think the next painting video probably will be General Grievous, or something from his set when we get it. But for now, please like and subscribe. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.